Stop ripping off students and close down courses with high dropouts or poor job prospects. That's the Conservative message today to universities. The party's promising if they are elected, there will be more apprenticeships available instead. The details of which I'll be asking the Schools Minister about. Damien Hines just after 7. Vivienne Stern, Chief Executive of Universities UK, which represents more than 140 universities, is on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you make of this?
Well, it's a bit frustrating. I don't think I've ever heard Rishi Sunak say anything nice about higher education, and it is slightly odd because, look, the Conservative Party, as part of this sort of election move, have quoted a whole bunch of data that I think is a bit misleading. We've just done a study which looks at what happens to graduates over 15 years, and the evidence is entirely clear that graduates earn consistently, on average, more than non-graduates, that holds true across all regions of the UK, that their growth in earnings is faster than that of non-graduates. So between the ages of 23 and 31, graduate earnings grow by 72% on average compared to non-graduates at 31%. So, I think when the Prime Minister stands up and says it's not worth going to university and slams poor quality degrees, there are a whole bunch of people
he's not quite saying it's not worth going to university. They're talking about the courses that they believe are not good value for money, do not lead to great job prospects. You've talked on average there, but what do you say to that specific about those sorts of courses?
So there's a figure in the press coverage this morning that he's suggesting that 1 in 8 students are on these courses. And look, first of all, I would say quality absolutely matters. Like, I'm a parent and I've got children who I hope will go to university, and it absolutely matters that universities uphold standards and look after their students well. In England, we've got a regulator that monitors a lot of the things that Rishi Sunak is saying we should be paying attention to. And their own data suggests that the number of students on registered with universities or other higher education providers that fall below expectations is actually very small. So they look at things like completion rates, which are they're 93%, which is pretty astonishing by international standards. They look at progression rates to good jobs, which is the kind of focus of this story today. And they think 99% of students are on courses with,
I hear that point. So is this the wrong thing that needs to be improved then? Just very briefly, is it actually about the amount of teaching because students are now paying so much and the amount of contact time?
So I think it is wrong to be obsessively and narrowly focused on earnings on their own. As I say, I don't understand where the 1 in 8 figure comes, and it'd be interesting to see, how ministers justify that. But the core point is that, on average, students who go to university do better than non-graduates.
Well, we will put
some of those. Really evidence.
I
for
see
a
that.
widespread
Yes,
quality problem.
We heard those points made by you, and I will put some of them, if I can, to the Minister. Vivienne Stern, Chief Executive of Universities UK.
6 minutes to 7 is the time. The SN.